and global cryptos. Quick wrap up of what is the biggest stuff making headlines around the world in tech and crypto. A lot has been going on, a lot has been happening. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching. We have a couple of interesting stories which you are going to enjoy, I am sure. And I'm looking forward to getting into them. So let's dive straight in. I do want to tell everybody that we are live. So let's do that 1 second before we go any further. So what's up? Also, quick shout out in the chat if there's anybody watching just yet. We are live right now. Don't forget, if you're watching this later, we are live every Monday, 1:30 p.m. UTC. So figure that out wherever you are in the world, figure that out, and you will be able to tune in live and be part of the chat and get the latest and greatest news of what is happening in tech and crypto. Right. So let's go straight in and find out what it is that you guys need to know. So we shall start with tech as always, and it's about Apple. Apple are back with their smart glasses, but the bad news is they have been delayed. They've pushed back the planned reveal of their first smart glasses, internally codenamed N50, from late 2026 to its Worldwide Developers Conference that's known as WWDC. June 2027. It happens every June, does their WWDC. And it's unfortunate because their big tech reveal, often the new iPhone gets announced in latter half of the year. That's now no longer going to happen at the iPhone reveal. It's now going to happen at WWDC. So the consumer launch will be later on next year. So unfortunate indeed. Obviously, after what happened with Apple Vision Pro, I think they just want to make sure that they're 100% ready. So it does look like this kind of tech needs a lot more honing and polishing. But what insiders are saying is that it's a privacy concern. So it is driven by a backlash against Meta's camera-equipped glasses, and there are a number of concerns about discrete recordings which have been raised. The company is exploring multiple camera configurations, including full cameras with strict safeguards, sensing-only versions that cannot save photos or video, or even camera-free models, while emphasizing on-device AI processing and avoiding features like facial recognition, which I think is really important. So why does that matter to us as tech users? Well, it looks like we are moving towards more privacy protective wearable tech, which is something that Meta didn't really focus on. And I think that's really good news for the general consumer. It influences how comfortable people feel wearing these kind of devices, which of course could see or record the world around them in everyday life. So I think this is a good move as they want to make sure that all privacy concerns are catered for. So fair enough, good for Apple, but it is unfortunate that it's going to take longer than expected. Next year, we will finally find out what's going on with Apple's smart glasses. Now, let's jump over to China. CXMT have IPO'd. They're a memory chip maker, CXMT, formerly known as Changjin Memory Technologies, now just straight up CXMT. They made its Shanghai Star Market debut on the 27th of July. That was this morning. After raising about 8.6 billion in Asia's largest IPO of the year. Shares surged roughly 472% on the first day of trading today, giving the company a market valuation near $485 to $489 billion. And that makes it the most valuable firm listed on mainland China's exchanges. That is huge. The DRAM producer, already the world's fourth largest, is expanding capacity and research to meet soaring demand for memory chips used, of course, in AI servers and smartphones and computers. Of course, if you've been trying to get your hands on RAM, you would know it's just outrageously expensive at the moment. So it is good to see that we are going to see more supply available for that huge demand. I just hope it means prices come down because they really are out of this world at the moment. It matters to us because strong Chinese production would ease global memory shortages that are already driving up prices for phones, PCs, other devices, and potentially affects how much we're paying for everyday electronics in the coming years. So it's really important that this kind of manufacturing supply chain is well looked after, well capitalized as well, which is what we've seen here with their IPO happening today. So if you can get your hands on CXMT shares on China's biggest stock exchange, the Shanghai Stock Exchange, then might not be a bad idea. This is not financial advice, of course. Do your own research. Just throwing it out there. Speaking of doing your own research, let's move over to crypto. What's been happening in the world of crypto? In case you didn't know, in case you've been under a rock, BitMEX have shut down. Yep, that's right. If you didn't know this, it's huge news. BitMEX are shutting down. Of course, the derivatives exchange, they've announced that they will permanently close their trading operations on the 23rd of September this year. That is almost 2 months away. It's just under 2 months away. 4 a.m. UTC is when that happens, and it ends, of course, an 11-year run that began when it pioneered the popular 100x leverage perp. Yeah, that was huge. Everybody jumped on that bandwagon. I remember being part of that. It was wild, man. It was wild. New account registrations were stopped immediately when the announcement was made. And from the 26th of August, the platform will only allow reduce only trades before force closing any remaining positions when they shut down. The decision is on the back of a strategic review by their overarching company, HDR Global Trading Limited, amid a competitive market and, of course, declining volumes, which is a little sad. Although there is speculation, I might add, that there was intense regulatory scrutiny, legal scrutiny as well. We know that Arthur Hayes and BitMEX have been under the spotlight after the arrest from a couple of years ago. They were placed under house arrest, a couple of the executives and Arthur Hayes as well. And so there is speculation that those ongoing legal battles were part of this decision as well. It's not officially reported, though. It matters to us because if you are a trader holding a position or you have funds on BitMEX, you need to close those trades. You need to withdraw your assets to avoid forced liquidations or ongoing maintenance fees after they shut down. Pretty sad day for everyone that remembers good old BitMEX. If you traded on BitMEX, if you never got liquidated, are you an OG? I can tell you personally, I got liquidated a few times. And wrapping up our crypto news, we go to Russia. Duma is a state in Russia, and they are making Bitcoin legal property. They've passed a comprehensive digital assets law that for the first time recognizes cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin as legal property under civil law, which gives holders clearer rights in court, bankruptcy, and divorce cases as well. The legislation creates a regulated market of licensed exchanges, brokers, and custodians supervised by the central bank, and it allows limited retail purchases as well, capped at roughly 300,000 rubles per year for non-qualified investors. It also permits crypto use in cross-border trade settlements while keeping the ban on domestic payments. So they didn't quite get through that loophole, but it is great progress for the Russian cryptocurrency scene. And most provisions are set to take effect on the 1st of September, with full licensing requirements phased in by about mid-2027. It matters to all of us because Russians now gain a clearer legal path to buy and hold major cryptocurrencies through regulated channels, while the cross-border provisions would ease international payments for businesses and individuals who, of course, are facing sanctions-related banking restrictions. So I think this is going to be good for global trade. And it's going to be interesting to see what it does to the crypto markets and the crypto prices when this comes into effect in September and early on next year as well. That wraps up crypto and tech news, but let's have a quick run through tech check. And we are going to follow on from last week's announcement about the Galaxy Z Fold, which was actually released. So it was speculated. We were giving you sketches, proof of concepts. Now we have seen it. We have actually seen the Z Fold 8. It was announced in London on Wednesday. That's what it looks like. The Z Fold 8. This is the larger one. It's not the Fold. It's not the clamshell. It is the larger tablet style Fold. They call it the passport style. And that's the one that we're going to focus on here. You can see how thin it looks. It really is a sweet looking device. And it is new. It's wider, it's shorter, it's got that passport style design, and it folds into a compact 201 gram phone. That is very impressive for that much tech. It's got a 5.5-inch cover screen, a 7.6-inch inner display with a more tablet-like 4:3 ratioed shape, so not the 16:9 standard on most phones these days. It is more of a 4:3 ratio. The Flex titanium tech makes the crease much less noticeable, which is what we reported on last week. So this is now official. It is indeed much less noticeable. I will show you a picture shortly. New battery is silicon carbon with 4,800 milliamps, and it does come with 45-watt fast charging. That is wild. My charger, look at this. This is a fast charger. I'm going to show you real quick. My charger here, this is meant to be 20 watts, right? And the cable is 30 watts. And when it's charging, I only get, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I get 5.7. Just over here, you can see on the cable, this actually indicates I get like 5. I mean, that's gone down to 2.6 watts. So if they can actually get 45 watts of fast charging, that's wild, mate. We're looking at 10 minutes to charge up your phone. So go check it out. Can you afford it, though? It's going to cost $1,899, people. The chip is a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip, and it's up to 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage. Oh, man, can you imagine having that? My iPhone's currently only 128 gigs. Dual 50 megapixel rear cameras. There is no telephoto lens, though. I think that is because they wanted to keep it as light as possible, but 50 megapixel is just as good. And Samsung's AI technology in their photo enhancements is pretty impressive. So that you should be okay if you do get your hands on one of these guys. But can you do so for $1,900? It's not cheap, that's for sure. This is what it looks like. Again, just zooming in a bit for you there. For those of you watching on mobile, very, very sexy. Just those two cameras, as I say, but very, very thin as well, which is incredibly impressive. I just hope that the hardware can hold on for at least 2 to 3 years. And these days, if you are a contract buyer like I am, your contracts last about 3 years. You're locked in to a plan with your provider for 3 years instead of 2 years. Will the hardware last for 3 years? We shall see. Some people with the Fold 7 did complain that it was just over 2 years and they started to notice things like lines on the screen, the crease starting to impact the screen and display itself. So it'll be interesting to see if they have smoothened all of that out as well. This is what it looks like open up. You can see there, you just can't even notice the crease. It is so smooth, so realistic, and you have this really beautiful tablet style device all folded up, which can just go into your pockets. It's very, very cool, very smart what Samsung have done. And I must say, the more this tech develops, the more I am considering a Z Fold. So there you go. That wraps up Tech Check. Unfortunately, no big gaming news this week, guys. There wasn't any big announcements. Still don't know the exact date for GTA 6. So we will just have to keep waiting on that. And no other news from EA Sports or Epic Games. So we'll have to just see what happens next week. But join me then, guys, every single Monday, 1:30 p.m. UTC around the world, wherever you are. That's 9:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 3:30 p.m. Central European Time, and 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. All these stories are available on kernel.news or globalcrypto.tv. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Thank you for watching. As always, we'll be back same time, same place. Quick shout out to everybody watching. Aloha to Kath Jenkin, Colonel Media's co-founder. 900D Father, sub, my friend. Agobo Junior Super Catalyst, what's up, my man? Appreciate all your work in Colonel Media, and our main man, S Heroes, SOG Sub Heroes, my man, and the Crypto Pill. What's up, my man? Good to have you guys tuning in. Good to have you all watching. Thank you so much. We'll catch you all right here on X, on YouTube. We only broadcast now on James Bonsama's X and then Global Crypto's YouTube. So we're consolidating it all to one place. And to confirm, X is in mobile format. James Bonsama, one word, is where you'll find that every week. It's in mobile format, so that is portrait. Landscape for desktop you can find on YouTube, Global Crypto TV. One word, just go to youtube.com/@Global Crypto TV.